Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Basham Yahushua Basham Rakakwadash. Send double to the apostles, bishops, elders, a great millstone who do rule well and teach well. Shalom to all essential, I can push this truth, holding faith throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the feast and sisters, as well as the one that are scattered abroad. I say shalom. And this gonna be a quick hit. So like before I hit on there, really going through the spirit. Alright, gun. Book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. That's right, man. We know, that this world, is evil, man. Look who it's ran by. It's ran by an evil group of people. The Edomites, a so-called white man. Where backward or where downwards is up and up is downwards. Everything is flipped, opposite, man. So that's that mindset is carried on, as the scripture say, to the people, man. So as the princes, so as his subjects or the people, if you paraphrase it, says on the Apocrypha. And look at 2/3 of our people. They haven't arisen and departed, from this world. They've stayed in and worshipped, this world. So that's when, when all hell breaks loose from famine and, there being no work in Egypt and all the plagues and happened to when Esau Edom come with his solution, which is the RFID hip, the mark of the beast, which the Lord explicitly says, do not take. Jake ain't gonna be oh man, Lord, the Lord said, nah, man. Jake gonna be, man, give me that. You gonna have Jake full lines full of Jake, man. Bumping in people, pushing each other to get that, that RFID up, man. Just to be in this new society to eat, man. Because once, you see when Jake hungry, man, Jake could do anything, man. Jake could do anything, man. Then not only that, you got family, you got, you not being worked, you being evicted. You're going to have all hell breaking loose in the streets. You're going to have martial law eventually. So when all hell break loose, Jake going to be ready for Esau Edom, so-called white man to come with his solution, which is the RFID hip. And Jake going to be lining up. But as far as us, the Lord has, as scripture say, blessed for your eyes for they see, and in your ears for they hear. We're seeing and hearing the things that the Lord is about to bring, and as well as what? His instruction to what spirit should we be in, man? Should we be entangled with the affairs of this life at this time, man? Should we be all in about, in this world, man? Because, it's evil out here, man. It's nothing but the YN takeover, man. And shit really just, you're just tired of hearing that. I know I get tired of hearing that phrase. These degenerates gotta go, man. They are the ones they are polluted, man. They filled with pollution, man. Their minds, as scripture say, I bring it on my video, I'm gonna upload it, Lord willing, tonight as well. The Isaiah 1. There's no soundness in 2/3 of our people, man. It's nothing but petrifying wounds and bruises that can't be healed with no type of ointment, man. Only what? Only fire, man. Like coming back in the Hebrew Huggies. But for us, the Lord, like I said, he gave us the eyes to see and the ears to hear, man. So we know what we should be doing, in this time, man, which is what? Preparing ourselves, getting, as the scripture say, making you ready for the battle, to be pilgrims upon the earth, because that's what it's going to come down to, persecution, us arising apart from this world, not being, kind of like scripture say, in the world, but not of the world. It's gonna come down to a time eventually, us being not of the world, we're gonna have to, face punishment as well, man. But it's just what, for a righteous thing, yeah, it's a righteous thing, man. Be the scripture counted joy to be partakers of a Mashiach Yahweh Shai suffering, man. We're gonna be rewarded, for the so-called liberty, the grace period that we in, while 2/3 are doing nothing but wickedness and degeneracy. Don't forget, man, we're gonna be rewarded. Scriptures say, the Lord said, roughly paraphrasing, he ain't gonna forget our labor of love, man. Because this is labor, man. To from work to wherever you do work, or job, whatever, to camp, to making videos, to reading, to studying, to even putting food in your body, exercising, to dealing with your rib, but you not having a rib. It's hell on all sides, man. And the Lord, what he's looking at us, and Lord want to be elect number. He's well pleased in us, man. Because through all the confusion that's going on out in the world, through all the evil, the pollution, all the degeneracy that's being praised, what do Eve like? The typical Eve like? Eve like confusion. Eve like pollution, chaos. Eve will choose the street dude 10 times out of 10. Eve will choose the dude who just came out of jail 10 times out of 10 most of the time, man. I say 9 out of 10, because you have the majority, then you have the small few remnant number. But and that's who's raising what the little kids, man, the little boys, little Ron and Tyrone, man. And that's why you see how the nation as it is right now, man, because a woman has surpassed the man, But as I done lost my train of thought a little bit. But as far as us, what I was saying. Yeah, kind of lost my train of thought a little bit. Yeah, so the Lord, He not gonna forget, our labor of love, man. He not gonna forget, while we seeing all these dudes, majority of our people, and majority of our people, man. You gotta think of it, man. Look at what you see on Instagram. Do you see, men, Jake coming back to the heritage, Eve coming back to her heritage and things of that nature, and being humble? And no, man, you don't see that on Instagram. You don't see that on Facebook, Snapchat, or whatever social media platform. What do you see? You see Eve shaking ass. You see YNs doing what YNs do, whatever, man. You see Jake with these dumbass new trends. You just see what? BS all the time. Vanity all the time, man. But the Lord has what? He's chosen a select few men to be separated, to be holy, to be different from the rest, from the majority of our nation, man. And the Lord, He ain't gonna forget, our labor, man, that we have been doing. Starting with the elder apostle turning on down, man. Lord want to be a part of that number. But reading it over again, Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you with a sword of destruction. So keep, departing from the things of this world, man. Because once you step, back in this world, it's over, man. You're going to be overtaken with, the scripture say, the things of this world. You're going to be overtaken with the things that you did when, before the Lord brought you in His truth, man. That's why Yahweh Shai said, Yeah, pray that you may not be overtaken. You know, things of that nature. The scripture say, pray without ceasing. You know, prayer. First and foremost, talking to myself, prayer. You know, to be protected from these demonic spirits out here, and not to be overtaken, you know, by these demonic spirits. Because they have the 2/3, you know, as the elders always and bishops and, you know, down was going to it. They have the 2/3, so it's no need for them to. There's no fight between the 2/3 and the demons, but it's a fight between what the demons and the 1/3, man. The hopeful elect, man. You know, we try, man. You know, and the Lord see that. You know, the Lord see, you know, us, you know, putting in the effort and the things of that nature, man. And Lord willing, we receive that reward, man, for doing that. But with that, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Basham Yahushua, Basham Arakakadash. Say double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone, the world and teacher, and shalom, tell us, sister Akim. Push your truth on the faith of the fulcrums of the earth. Detail about the ball, shalom.